Hey, this is Mr. Molo for the 5.6 Puzzle Time video. So the joke for this one is, what kind of television show is relaxing to watch? So if you remember from the lesson, we got two kind of problems here. These first four are just asking us yes or no, is that a solution? So they're giving us an X and a Y here for all of these. And we pretty much just have to plug them in and see if it's true. Are the numbers less than or greater than or whatever they are? So here if I plug in X and Y, so 9 times 1 is 9. And then we have a -7 times a -2. That ends up with a +14. 9 plus 14 is 23. 23 is greater than or equal to 6. And yes, that is true. 23 is greater than or equal to 6. So that one's going to be a yes. Now if you look at number 2, 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 3 times -9, which is -27. So I end up with -3 is less than -3, and that is not true. -3 is not less than -3. If they had the equal to sign underneath there, then we could say yes, but it's not less than, it is equal to. Same thing here, 8 times -3 is -24. And then -2 times a -12 is a +24. So then we end up with -24 plus 24, which is 0. And it says 0 is less than 1. And that is not true, or sorry, -1. So 0 is not less than -1. And then same thing for this last one. So X is 8. And this time Y is -1/2. So -10 times -1/2 is a +5. So I get 8 plus 5 is less than or equal to 13. And 8 plus 5 is 13. So 13 is less than or equal to 13. And that's going to be true. Yes, 13 is equal to 13. And then we got 4 where we need to match the graph with the equation. So 2 of them just have a Y or an X. So let's look at those first. So Y is greater than or equal to 2. So since it's Y is greater than or equal to 2, I'm looking for a straight horizontal line at 2 on the Y scale, which is letter T over here. And then since X is greater than or equal to -2, then we're looking for a straight up and down vertical line, and everything greater than -2, so that's going to get matched with L. So remember, the part that's shaded is what is true about the equation. Y is greater than or equal to -2. That means everything up here gets shaded, because that's numbers like 3, 4, 5, and everything we can't see. X is greater than or equal to -2. Everything to the right gets shaded, like -1, 0, and then all the positives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and then for 7 and 8, we actually have to look a little bit. So I have Y is less than X plus 2. So we're looking for something that has a y-intercept of +2, which looks like it's going to be this one right here. And then my slope is up 1 over 1. Yep, that matches up with this. It's going to be a dotted line because it's just a less than sign, not a less than or equal to sign. So it looks like that. Everything looks good. And then lastly, we are shading underneath because it is a less than sign. So it looks like letter C gets matched with 7, which means that 8 must get matched with S, but let's look at it. So this one's a little trickier because it doesn't say Y equals to begin. So I'm going to subtract 3X first. So now I get Y is greater than -3X minus 2. And let's double check. So it's a -2, so good job starting down there at -2. And then my slope is -3, which we can't go down 3 and right 1 because we'd end up with off the graph. So let's go up 3 and left 1, and that looks good. So the slope is correct. It should be a dashed line because it's just a greater than sign, not a greater than or equal to sign. And since it's a greater than sign, I'm shading everything above the line. So those would be my possible answers there. So then the answer to this joke is, what kind of television show is relaxing to watch? And the answer would be a sitcom.